episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name is Massive West, reaching you guys live and direct from the heart of Africa. This is your first time watching me on this channel. You are highly welcome. This is the place where I separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the great work of the Orishas, as in our African primordial deities, versus that of the ancestors. Because we have been having some discussions recently about where should African people focus more. Some people are saying that the ancestors are better than the Orishas. If we want to venerate, we should venerate only ancestors, and we should not venerate our primordial deities as in community deities, as in the deities that we have in Africa. For example, I will give a classic example of the Ifa pantheon, the Orishas, as in Ogun, Shango, Orumila, Obatala, and the rest, Osin, Osinye, Babaluaye, Oshun, Eshu. These are some of the deities in the Ifa pantheon. Then if we talk about the Kemetic pantheon, we have deities like Asa, Aset, Sekhmet, Ampu, Sheuti, and the rest. These are the Kemetic deities, ancient deities. If we talk about Palu Mayumbe, we're talking about Zarambanda and other deities. So you can also find some West African deities there as well. In our indigenous cultures in Africa, we have our own unique deities. For instance, from my own, let me use my tribe now, Urobo people. We have different kind of deities that the world, the main generality of the world do not know. When you come to Urobo land, you'll be hearing like Olokun, you'll be hearing like Aziza, you'll be hearing like Ogberaga, you'll be hearing Oloho, you'll be hearing deities like this, Ekele, you'll be hearing these kind of names that are unique, specific to that very culture. If you come to like Ijo, for instance, you're hearing deities like Igbesu. That is their own traditional deity. When you get to Igbo, you'll be hearing deities like Amadioha, Ekwensu, and others. Every tribe or cultural group of people have their own deities. Now, what is the role of these primordial deities in those communities? The essence of these primordial deities are deities that represent certain immutable principles in nature that you cannot ignore. You just cannot ignore these principles. You have to learn how to live with them. They are part of us. They are part of nature. For instance, the principle of death. Every living thing must die. Every human being, immediately you are born, you will die one day. It is certain. So we are under that principle of death. And this principle, it is part of nature. It is not an evil thing. It is not demonic. It is part of life. You have to understand and you have to prepare for it. You have to live every day like it's your last. You have to live a very fulfilled life, a life that is full of value. This is the essence of the principle of death. So you will find this principle in every culture all over the world. And in Africa, you will find deities that represent these principles. You will see deities like Baba Legwa, Baron Semidi, Eshu. You will find other deities like Santisma Moriete, Ampu, or Anubis. This is the deity in charge of this principle. When you go to every culture, you will see a particular deity in charge of this principle. Now, what does this deity teach, or this principle teach? It teaches you that the time that you have here in this physical body is limited. That you should value it, you should cherish it, you should take advantage of it to live a very productive life, to live a lasting legacy. This is some of the core principles. So you need to acknowledge that, yes, one day you will leave this place, you will transition, and you will also reincarnate. What is your purpose here? What are you here to do? What role are you playing? This is what you will learn from such a deity. And the wisdom such a deity gives you is a powerful wisdom that you will use to navigate life and live a very successful, happy life filled with all the good things you want. So it is something that is present even in the so-called Christianity. It is one of their own thing there, death, everlasting life, and all the blah blah blah. It's something you can't escape. Now, some people can use this wisdom to live a better life. Some people can use this wisdom to live a destructive life. Or some people can use this, they will not even know the importance of this life that they have. Every day we see some people risking their life doing unnecessary things, especially on the social media. We see some people doing some sort of extreme sports, injuring themselves, disfiguring themselves, wasting their life. They don't value it. They don't see any purpose or any sense of direction. This is because they have been deceived that it has no value, that their life worth nothing, and they believe it, and they're just wasting it. This is because they fail to understand the importance of this principle. So we see so many things happening. This is just one example. Now we have another example. Let me use like Oshun, which represent like a set or Eteru in the Kemetic deity. This is a principle is representing life, happiness, the joy of living, beauty, creativity, elegance, everything that have to do with making life a better place, making life or bringing happiness to humanity. Now, venerating such a deity, focusing on such a deity, we help people living to be more creative, to be more understanding towards their self and their environments, to be able to create atmosphere or create things that will make life a much better place or easier place of living, to bringing happiness, bringing joy, bringing laughter, bringing that unity, companionship, love, harmony, romance, sexuality, sensuality, any one you want to put it. But the joy of living, a deity represents this. We also have deity that represent inventiveness like Ogun or Pita, a god of iron, that have to do with working with creating things that modern technology that will make life easier. For instance, building of metal structures for farming, weapons of war, cars, and technology, like even the internet we are using. All these are under the spell of Ogun, creating machines that we use to manufacture products. Anything that have to do with metal, have to do with connecting electricity into components, bringing things together to create tools or stuff that will make life easier, accessible, to be able to explore or to give a more connection to humans on this planet. That is under the spell of a deity like Ogun. So this principle exists in nature for this very thing. And we have all other deities that have a specific role that they play. Another deity like Eshu, that is in charge of man going into the spirit world, in charge of the invisible reality and the physical reality, the plasma realm, the quantum realm, and the king of the crossroad, also in charge of making decisions. We make decisions every day to do or not to do, to take a trip, to pass through a particular place or not, to make a particular decision. Every time we do this all the time, we are passing through that gateway of issue. So we have this deity present in our African pantheon to help us make better decisions to improve our life. So we can't do without decision making. Anytime you want to make decisions, you do consultations, you talk to people, you try to chart a life path, you try to discover things. It all falls under the spell of issue. So we venerate this deity for this very purpose. So all these deities have this kind of roles they play in Africa. Now we have the ancestors too. The ancestors are the spirits of people that have come before us. Our great grandfathers, people that we are carrying their DNA inside us, people that we are blood of their blood. we are their children. Now, these people, many of them have lived before. They have experience of living. Some of them have reincarnated many times before. And some of them have ascended into what we call a deity. Because part of the role of this, our communal primordial deities, is for us to venerate them, to become the best of them, to emulate them, so that it can bring out our best character in us, so that we can be able to be better people, to evolve spiritually. So some of our ancestors have venerated these deities, and they have also evolved. They have now become what we call ascended ancestors. They are now deities in the spirit world, also doing the work of deities, guiding, directing affairs of humanity, always also learning and evolving as well on their journey. So we that are here now, one day we are going to also become future ancestors of people that are coming behind. So we, each and every one of us, all of you watching this program today, or this live, you are all somebody's future ancestors as you are here now. So the question is that what kind of direction or legacy will you leave behind for the people that are coming after you? Now they say we should be venerating. Some people say we should. These are some Christian myopic mentality. They are the ones bringing this one. That anything that have to do with deity stuff, that they have to kill, foul, kill blood, is demonic. That the only thing we should be giving our ancestors is to cook food and drink. That once blood is involved, it don't turn to devil worship and demonic thing, and they're not their hand and their leg not there. Now let's talk about accessing this plasma ring. The essence of blood offering, animal sacrifice, is to open gateway into the plasma ring. I wrote it in this book. It's also here one of the gateways is animal offering to the plasma ring and stuff like that. It is very, very normal. We have plasma in our blood already. Okay, so we are already connected to that ring. So when we do animal offerings, the plasma is also inside the blood of the animal. The blood is just crystals. So they act like a electromagnetic spectrum to direct your will or intentions to a particular point inside that plasma ring, which is the area that or the place that your ancestors reside. So you offering this blood offering, you directing your intentions to that very place that you want it to go. It will naturally go there. You use your intentions, your words, you say this offering is for so and so. This offering is for this ancestor, for this deity. It will go there because you offered it in a ritualistic ceremonial settings. This is another way of going to the plasma ring, a very fast way, plasma to plasma, or whatever you want to call it, direct way. That is another discussion for another day. But what I want to talk now is the role of these ancestors. Now, some ancestors, in their lifetime, they may not be conscious or highly evolved to be able to say they want to guide any future children that will come out of their lineage. So, those kind of ancestors, we say those people, they may have failed in actualizing their full potentials or discovering their purpose when they were alive. So when such a person transition, they will not be in a position to say they want to guide future people because they failed in their life to reach their purpose of ascension. So these people, they may have to be reincarnated or be discarded or be reassigned, but they are not qualified to guide other people. So in that case, we need the primordial deities to fill in that responsibility that this person failed to do during their lifetime. Maybe the lessons that they were supposed to learn, they did not complete the lessons. So they will have to give them a pass. We have to go back again. But our Orishas, our primordial deities, they are still here in this physical world to guide the children of such a person. So their role is very, very important. This is a great work. And they are also going to guide the children of this person, plus those ascended ancestors that were able to discover their purpose and became highly evolved and then now become deities. Those ones will join with the primordial deities to continue guiding the future children of those, let me say, failed, I don't know if I should say failed, or ancestors that did not reach their full potentials during their lifetime. I don't know if you are getting me clear. Okay, make I break them down. Look at our life now. It gets some people now, when people like say they are drug addicts right now. Some people, future ancestors, some of us as youths, they are living very wayward lives now. Imagine somebody that comes to life, these people that would like to term arrested development. They did not reach their full potential. Maybe they were trapped in Christianity till they died. They were one of these church rats, or these ogobo, or these ignorant people, the people we call Negropians, Negropin. They did not discover their spiritual essence. They did not discover their spiritual knowledge. They didn't discover their spiritual direction. They were trapped in religion, or they were trapped in petty habits like drinking, smoking, prostitution, hookup. Imagine such a person dies. Do you think that person can be able to be a good ancestor to his future children? You can't give what you don't have. If a person comes to this life, grows up to be an old man, over his 100 years, he never came out of Christianity, he never came out of his cocoon. He was a mental slave from birth to death. What knowledge do you think such a person can offer in the spirit realm to their future children? The only knowledge they know is the knowledge of ignorance and stupidity. So that person is going to be a bad ancestor to his primogeniture, his offspring, because he did not know anything. That is stupid life when he lived. Now he go still pass on to the next generation. Imagine calling such a person for help. Maybe these children now, they now came into spirituality. They're not pouring liberation to an ignoramus that used to be their ancestors. Do you think that ignoramus can offer any kind of spiritual guidance or direction that will be of value to those children? Imagine some girls now when a hook up that they do. Some people, future ancestors, now hook up. From hook up to hook up, morning to night. They can't die. They can't manage born 1 or 2 children. Some people, parents now say they don't even know their children and they still live this life. Then when they die, do you think they can offer any spiritual guidance to those children? It is impossible. It will not happen. Many people, ancestors, future ancestors, now they see them every day. Many of them are drug addicts. Many of them are igbo smoker. Many of them, I don't know, they take injection. They shoot in heroin. Many of them are criminals, gamblers, failed people, failures in life. Some of them are backbiters. Some of them are these pulpit bandit pastors. Some of them are just useless people. So when these kind of people die, what kind of guidance do you think they will give to any upcoming children in that family? It will be zero guidance, or they are going to misguide their future generations. So in order to avoid that misguidance that these people, these scallywags, people that have failed in their spiritual responsibility, we need our community primordial ancestors to guide those kind of people. So you might come from a family, everybody is still a moronic Christian in your family. You are the only conscious person in that whole family. Like me now, in my own family, I would say it's only 1% of us that are conscious. The other 99% are idiots. So, and many this 99% idiots, they have children, or many of them don't born like rabbit, born rabbit, yaga yaga, anywhere. The mentality given to those children now is the mentality of stupidity, because the parents have nothing to offer. Most of them give don't cut witchcraft, greedy children, that are the one we get witchcraft. Many of these witch people now, they say that they practice African spirituality. Witchcraft is not African spirituality. Witchcraft is the practice of wickedness. So all those witches where they come, you won't come here and say, una not be African spiritual, una be wicked people. This channel is not for witches. Okay? Because now they see so many witches, they won't come outside now say that they practice African spirituality. Una not join for this matter when they talk to. Yeah, we know they do evil. We not come this life because they come destroy. We come this life to bring enlightenment and ignorance and despise ignorance. So witches like to spread ignorance. So this place not be for them. I know they can't not join. So the unfortunate ones that have been brainwashed into Christianity now, they have not spread this ignorant mentality to their children. So the children are already misguided. They are already polluted right now. They are already making the same mistakes of their parents right now as we speak. I watch all these people. I see the thing happening. Papa deceiving Peking. Peking continue with the mistake, recycling of mental slavery. It is happening a lot in Africa, especially in Nigeria here. Brainwashing your own children with your own hands. Making your children exploitable to the whole world. This happens. So now, when this papa die, the children continue. Who then maybe one or two of them later in the future get some kind of enlightenment and they are coming back to part of spirituality. Do you think any ancestors in that family can be able to point this child in the right direction? You see why some people's spiritual journey are much more difficult? Because many of their ancestors are idiots. So when they call for help, nobody answers them because all the ancestors were Igbo smokers during their time. They were doing hookup. They were gamblers. They were drunkards, especially for this Africa here. We get many ancestors that were drunkards. They not get sense. Sell all their ancestral lands. Stupid people to drink peace for body. Carry womanizers. So when the children start calling for ancestors, nobody they answer them because your ancestors are wayward people. So calling on the ancestors alone is not enough. You must connect to an authentic, original, primordial African deity because they have already been created by the best of the collective consciousness of your people. So when you tap into your ancestral deities, they will guide you back to the light. They will guide you back to the truth. They will guide you back to what is right. And those failed ancestors, you will forget about them. So I tell people that you need to have, ancestors alone cannot do the work. You need to connect to an authentic African deity that you will be venerating. Because these ones, they are incorruptible. They are not humans that will fail. They are spirits, elemental principles of nature, of divinity, that are here to guide humans to a state of higher consciousness. So you must incorporate them. So anybody telling you that you should separate yourself from them and focus only on your ancestors, that person is not telling you the whole truth. That person not wants you to advance your spiritual development rapidly. That person is not your best friend. Or that person not get sense. He not know and finish. Make I talk like that, may not like say they cause people. His knowledge is limited in a way. So we need primordial deities to go along with your African ancestors. The primordial deity now, before an ancestors will ascend, they have passed through life, they have succeeded, they passed through all these mistakes, they were able to overcome their shortcomings, overcome this bad behavior, drunkenness, all those useless vices. When you evolve beyond all that, you become a spiritual revolutionary. You have not known yourself now. You have not started using your higher self to live life. You say, yes, you have now become an ascended ancestors. When you cross over, you are going to join with the primordial deities and start working with them because you people will not at the same level. Now when you say somebody go heaven, he did the realm of the ancestors. He come life, you see life, he evolve in spirit, he come back again, he come become deity. You will become a deity. And you will start doing the work of guiding future people in your bloodline to become like you. Why those other drunkards, those idiots, drunkabalis that did not fulfill or come into being, some of them, it's not their own fault, it's as a result of the evils in society that stunted their growth. Okay, those ones that did not evolve, they might have to be reincarnated again because they failed, so they cannot come on this level of their ancestors. Okay, so you as a spiritualist, you will be the only one in your family that will guide those future children. So your work is cut out for you, so you have to prepare, because you will find out that you will be the only light in that family. Like me, I already know. When I see those other people misbehaving, maybe in the future, one or two of their children will wake up and start calling ancestors, ancestors. They will not listen because their ear is already blocked. So probably it's somebody like me that may still have to help their children in the future, if I choose to help them or not. Because I know that the parents are idiots, ogobo, garbage in, garbage out. You cannot give what you don't have. So they cannot help those children. So those children are already condemned. So you see some people struggling in life, things need to work for them. The ancestors in that family are very, very weak. While you go see some other families, where you see people come from there, things are working very well for them. The ancestors have created this, they have done the spiritual work for them already. So they have created a very solid connection with the spirit world. So when these people call, they do libation, they do little prayer, things work for them very fast because their ancestors are very active. They were practitioners, they were fully, highly evolved. I've seen people like this. Why some other families, the ancestors are strong, they be like crippled, they struggle. Before things they had them way. Many of these ancestors have committed abominations in the time past. Many of them have slept with other people's wives. Many of them have stole other people's property. Many of them have done things that bring curses on the family. So the curses will come on their future generations. So the future children come now, they'll be struggling in life. Things that are supposed to be easy will be very difficult for them because the ancestors fucked up. Why many of us are suffering in Africa today? Many of our ancestors fucked up in slavery. They sold people to slavery. They sold us to slavery. So you see Africans struggling. If a majority of our ancestors did not fuck up, we will not be so struggling today. Many of them fucked up big time. Cash people selling to slavery, did not venerate, throw away their ancestral deities, sold them into sold artifacts, commit all sorts of crimes, sell their future, sell their destiny. Now their children are suffering today. Many black people are suffering today. Many of our ancestors fucked up big time. In a way, we have to correct all those mistakes in this lifetime so that the next generation, things will be better for them. And when we are coming back again, reincarnating back, we will come back in a better place, build a better world, come back. That the way you make your bed, you lie down, put. So prepare something very good now. Prepare a better life now. Because when you reincarnate back, if you don't prepare things, that you reincarnate back into extreme poverty. You cannot escape the cycle. The way you make your bed is the way you lie on it. You see white people, they are preparing, they know that they will reincarnate back. You go to their country, everything is working, government is working, infrastructure, they know all these principles. You see people like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, you say, wow, these people are amassing wealth, they are amassing wealth. Yes, they know that they will reincarnate back into their bloodline. When they are reincarnating back, they are coming into wealth. They will born them into a rich family. They are reincarnating back in that, so they are preparing everything down for their next life. Why the stupid people in Africa are giving everything away? Because somebody deceived you that you will go to heaven when you die. You are not going to any heaven. You are coming back to this shit hole to come and suffer. So if you like, give all your ancestral lands to church. Dash it to other people. Allow foreigners to invade your community. Allow Fulani headsmen. Allow other tribes to buy weapons to come and exterminate you and do nothing about it. You're coming back into slavery to become slave of those people. This is what will happen to you because you don't have sense. As you don't have sense, the little you have will be taken away from you. That is the way it works in the world. So you have to prepare yourself now to become a future ancestors. Now, when you see many of our people, when I talk this topic, a lot of youths, they run away from me. They have not drink enough beer now to listen to spiritual words. Many of them never have enough women. They never get enough girlfriend. They never enjoy themselves enough in their own eyes to want to prepare for the next life. They don't care. Typical African Christian European does not care about his future. Cares about heaven. Going to heaven, escaping this reality, escapism. I will go to heaven, everything will be all right. If I give my money to God, God will remember me on the last day. Even if I am a sinner, He will remember that money, that 50,000 naira I give in that time. He's going to remember that 20,000 naira I give in that time. And He will feel sorry for me and make me a cleaner in heaven, or make me a road sweeper in heaven, or make me a houseboy in heaven. I am contented with that. This is the mentality of all these stupid Christians. This mentality is a spiritual laziness. They don't care. It doesn't make them to want to build a practical environment that will bring sustainability of growth and development to them, because they have been miseducated. Now, when you practice African spirituality, you will see all these things. You need to know that one day you will become the future ancestors of some people coming behind you. So you need to start preparing. You are not allowed to live a wayward life. You are not allowed to do certain things. I told somebody that I'm not allowed to be going to club all the time, to be drinking myself to stupor. No, I'm not going to do all this. This is nonsense for me. I need to be a shining light. If I'm not a role model, I can be a road opener. I'm not a role model. My life rugged. I cost people well. But I can open road for you to pass. But what you want to do, now you go do am. So I don't see myself as a role model you want to emulate. My life rugged well. But I can open road for you. I like that one. Okay? So you are a future ancestor of somebody. So you are not allowed to be living all those useless life, indulging in taking hard drugs, living like all those people that don't have future or destiny, misbehaving anyhow, doing things anyhow. No, it doesn't work. You have to plan yourself well, plan your life well. You have to create certain principles that you have to live and die with. A man without principles is a man without no value. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So every man must have principles that they live with. According to the Japanese, they say this is the way of the samurai. How they call them? One as Samarian, or the samurai. The way of the samurai. And the way of the warrior. A spiritual warrior or a spiritual revolutionary. You need to have a principle that you will, a way to live your life, and you have to plan your death. At least if you cannot plan your bets, plan your deaths. You have a way to plan how do you want to die. You can plan this one. I have already planned how I want to die, so I'm not worried again. You have power to plan how to die. So prepare the way you want to die. Prepare a set of principles. Live by those principles and die by those principles. Die in noble deaths. Not any people who do not get planned for life. That they die anyhow like fowl. Plan your death well. Die well. You could determine how you take they come back to the next life. So we need to start planning, because one day we will leave this place. So get set of principles. Anyhow your principle be, live with that principle and die by that principle. A good death is very good. It's a good thing. Okay? So we have role to play in preparing the bed for our future generations to come. We must do this. It is part of our responsibility, our spiritual responsibility, our legal responsibility as living things. At least we need to have some sort of self-respect, dignity, living life with honor, integrity. Very, very important. Something that when the people look at the chapters of your life, they will say this person tried. This person is worthy of emulation. This person, we need to remember them. We can call this person's name. Say, yes, we want our children to be like you. How many people die today that you say, you say this person, I don't want my pikin to be like him? this person is cursed, or this person fucked up big time. All these things is why we need the primordial deities. If the ancestors we have in our family or bloodline have failed us, these primordial deities can never fail us. Okay? They are incorruptible and they are always here. And the people they work with are ascended ancestors, not the one that did not meet the cutoff points. So many people I see now, I see many youths misbehaving now. I was just saying now, wow, these are people future papa now, these future ancestors misbehaving, doing all sort of abominable nonsense, and yet they want redemption. It is impossible. So imagine now somebody coming and pouring libation to somebody that is a chronic gambler or a drug addict, grandfather. You call a name, nothing will work now. You will just pour empty drink. The person you are calling is a dunce, a dummy. He not go answer you. Because our ancestors lived a very stupid life, a very unfulfilled life. There's a name we call these people a massive failure, colossal failure. You can't go call and say, "Na my ancestors, na ain't go direct me, na ain't go guide me." I know many people where their papa na drunkards. Your father was a drunkard. The people where they drink, they fall for gutter. He can't die. You can't still give him more drink. He will continue drinking for the spirit world. You don't need to call all those kind of people name. Those kind of failed ancestors, we don't call their name during rituals. We don't call their name. We only call the good ancestors' name. So if you know there are bad people in your family, call better people. You call people like Marcus Garvey. You can call Malcolm X. You can call Frederick Douglass. You can call good people that we know them. Inoko Rashidi, Thomas Sankara, Theophilus Obenga, John Henry Clark. Powerful people did it. Even Michael Jackson too. Great people. We call those names. Bob Marley. These are people we want to emulate. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X especially. These are people that live good life. They are now at the rim of the ascended ancestors. Powerful spirits. You want your children to be like them. Great warrior spirits that change tides. Not the one that we are going from club every weekend, club disco, drug abuse, waste their life, making no impacts. You go to call all those ones. They are not the same level with the people I just mentioned. Khaki not be leather. Okay? So we need to think like this. Call the primordial deities, Oshun, Ogun, Shango, Urumila, Obatala. These are principles that in case those ancestors fail, these centralized ones are here with us. So they go together. So you cannot throw away them. Anybody that is saying you should throw away them is your enemy. So who do you want me to call? Should I call people in the Bible, St. John, St. Matthew, St. Luke? Those are other people's ancestors. Those are the ancestors of the people that came to steal from my ancestors to come and destroy Africa. I cannot call their names. I don't have any DNA connection with them, and they are enemies of Africa. So when these Christians come now, they want you to throw away your organic, original principles, original ancestors, and start praying to their own, giving them your time, your energy. Calling Bishop H.I.A. Crowder, calling Lord Lugard, calling Mary Selenso, these evil spirits that came to invade and perpetrate genocide on Africa. I should not praying to them, try to emulate them. If what will it profit me to emulate a person like Mary Selenso? It will give me the evil spirit of continuing to destroy my own people, continuing the legacy of brainwashing, poisoning, looting, and destroying my own people. And this is already what is happening when African children are brainwashed into venerating the ancestors of their enemies. They continue the legacy of those evil people to destroying their own, the commitment of destroying their own people. This is why we see so many churches in Nigeria, criminals and pulpit bandits, and nothing is working. They pray every day, nothing is working in Africa, because they are continuing the legacy of self-destruction on their self and their communities with the head of these evil spirits that we have calling themselves men of dogs, holy men of dogs, daddy GOs, prophets and murderers and criminals. What a shame. So, the moral of the story: do not throw away your African deities. Do not throw. When immediately you cut off yourself from your own source, you become nothing but slaves to those other people. Nothing will be protecting you. Your guiding principles, you cut off from there. You now accept the principles of slavery. You are now destroyed yourself. You don't need any gun anymore. Self-destruction. This is what is happening to our people. So anybody telling you to throw away your deities, tell the person to first of all throw away his own deities. Even if they throw away their own deities, do not throw away your own. You are not a fool. Okay? Don't throw away your own. You throw away your own, you die. People that you call that will first of all help you are your primordial deities. They are the ones closest to you. They are the ones that are your teammates. They are the ones that you are representing. They are representing you. So if you are calling any spirits, those are the first ones that will respond to you, not the enemies of Africa that you'll be calling. Okay? It all work like that. So we need this knowledge, this understanding, to be able to fulfill our complete destiny as future ancestors of Africa. We must continue a legacy of truth. The holy legacy. God is exists in truth and spirit. That's what they say. So your African deities are your truths. Why the enemies? They are the lies. If you go to China today, what do China venerate? Their own ancestors and their own Chinese deity. This is why they are so successful, taking over everything, building everything. It is a sin to worship other people's deity. It's a sin to worship God in the image of and likeness of another person. Immediately you do that, you are already demean yourself. You have already told divinity that created you that you are not worthy of his creation, or he made a mistake creating you as a black person. You are not a second class or third class citizen to that person you are venerating. It's a crime to do that. So you must venerate your own African deity. You can't tell me that there is no African deity that is good in the whole of Africa. If you have that mentality, you have been totally brainwashed to the point of no return. So it's imperative that you find a particular African deity, stick to that deity, venerate that deity. This shows that you are loyal to Africa, you are spiritually loyal, you are spiritually conscious and commitment to the advancement, development to the African continent. Very, very important. And you are going to become an ancestor that is ready to stand for the future generations of guiding the future Africans to the lights of knowledge and truth of who they are. Now we are living our lifetime now. During time of slavery, black people live. Some of them failed in their responsibility. Now we are living right now. Currently, most of our leaders, what they do is to borrow loan from World Bank, borrow loan from IMF, and put Africa into a future slavery. Then 500 years from now, they will start blaming white people again. Some black people are complacent in the destruction of Africa. We must fight against those kind of black people. We must stand up for our rights. We must be active in changing our story by actively living a life that emulates principles that is worthy of emulating. We must stand for what is true. We must fight injustice. We must fight corruption. We must fight these lies, these religious mental slavery programs. We must do our best to fight against them, stand against them, and we must teach the truth to our next generation. This is what African spirituality is. It's a nation-building program. We must transfer this knowledge to the next generation. This is the only way we can continue being African people. So all of us have work to do. So those Africans that are running away because they want to enjoy themselves, they want to drink beer, they want to go to club, they don't care. If you fail in this your responsibility, you have put your future children in danger. You are putting them in the position for them to be enslaved further because you want to enjoy for this lifetime. you are putting the next 400 generations in suffering. This is what they don't know that they are doing. They don't want to do any spiritual work because of laziness or because of enjoyment. There's a saying that suffer now, enjoy later. Some people want to enjoy now and suffer for forever. So you have to choose. Do you love your future generations enough? Do you love Africa enough? What are you willing to sacrifice for a better Africa? Your time, your energy. You must create time and energy. Create resources. Money. Put your money into invest in African spirituality. Many of them don't want to do this. They are so lazy in Nigeria. Every weekend, now to go shut down club. And yet they want to live better life. This is the problem we are facing now in Africa. Misplaced priorities. So if you are here on this channel, you know that you have a work to do. If those people want to waste their generation, it's their free will to waste it, but you do not waste your own. Learn these parts, study it, help your future generations. Their life will be better and they will thank you for it. When you are reincarnating back to that family, you are surely coming back to a way better place than the one you are living now. You are coming back to a much better life because of the knowledge and the legacy and the things that you leave behind for them. Leave wealth behind, leave land behind, leave things for your children. Don't sell everything. Teach them the truth. Teach them the importance of Africa, the importance of generational wealth. Teach them the truth about reincarnation. Teach them all these things. It will give them power to be great people in the future. But when you teach them lies, you teach them that if you die, appointed unto man to die once after that judgment, you are destroying your legacy. That is stupidity. Wrong teaching. Teach them the truth so that they will create more generational wealth for the future generation. This is how you grow. How you create an empire and a legacy. So we hold that responsibility and we are going to live like that. So this is what I want to say today on this video. I hope that one or two people will get one or two things from this message today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel and share the channel. We need to grow together. They say that win hand, wash hand, now both hands they clean. So I thank you very much for today. And if you have not bought my book yet, the book is still here. Plasma Physics and African Spirituality. This is a book that talked about the fourth state of matter and the spirit world, how to access this fourth state of matter, and the sun as a plasma generator that have the capacity for generating unlimited power and energy. In this book, I talked about the technology of the sun, the science of how the sun generates its energy, and how ancient men have been able to discover this principle, this science, and they have been able to create their own miniature and thermonuclear fusion reactors, the thing they call nuclear reactors and such. It is the sun that they study. In nature, we study nature to create technology. All the technology we have now is already existing in nature. We study it. So men study the sun because the sun is the greatest source of power. That is how they create your nuclear plants. You need to study this. In the book, I talked about how ancient African people have been practicing this plasma physics by doing rituals in African systems. You will know how to connect to the plasma ring. It is the spirit world, essentially. So you need to know how to access it. These books talk about it. I talked about quantum physics. I talked about the history of modern thermonuclear fusion reactors. I talk about the capacity of this energy, why you should tap into it, and a lot more. So this is the author's book now on plasma physics in the world right now, and it is out of Africa. So you need this knowledge to increase your spiritual capacity and start preparing for the next level of human advancement or next level of galaxy exploration. This one, quantum physics, has been here for a while. If you have not gotten quantum physics and plasma physics go together. So these two books connect you with this knowledge. These are books that are fully backed by science and African spirituality. In this one, I talked about time travel, space travel, negative space, quantum entanglement, dark matter consciousness, 66 melanin, origin of Christianity, religion. A lot of things are here. Gargled, Grand Unified Almighty Theory. Powerful stuff that you need, that you find the origin of science and from an African spirituality. So get this book. If you have not got this book here, you are missing out. Your knowledge base is not yet complete. You need it to help you balance this thing. This one, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods, over 200 spells are here already. Spells for love, protection, prosperity, different to heal different kind of illness. It will increase your capacity. Get it here. It's waiting for you. Then this one, Whispers of Amente, Pathways to Ascension. This one will help you make contact with an authentic African deity so that you can start venerating at least one African deity to connect yourself closer to the continent, to understand the principles, the ideology, psychology of the African deities, how they work, how their purpose here, and how you can be able to tap into them to reach your full potentials. So all these books are books of power. This is a grimoire, authentic African grimoire, scientific textbook. Will help you. So get one of them. Better yet, get all of them. Increase your knowledge. If you also want to learn African spirituality, I have a 6-month program here. I teach it from the science, history, to the metaphysics, to the science, and the hardcore spirituality. Within 6 months, you'll be a master of this subject. You will increase your capacity. You will know so many things, spell casting, the metaphysics, and all the rest waiting for you. If you also want to buy your spiritual items for meditation beads, cowries, native shop, perfumes, soaps, candles, everything we use in African spirituality, I sell them here. If you also want to do your oracle, tarot, divination, I do all those things here as well. Okay. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace. One love.